Walking is one of the easiest, most economical, and accessible things that we can do for exercise or just for movement. So whether you're doing it to offset sedentary time, you have a puppy that's telling you you have to go more frequently, or you're literally making walking your exercise, which is an art, by the way, I'm going to answer a lot of questions that you may not know you have in regard to how to walk more safely, and how to walk more effectively and feel better when you're done. I'm Debra Atkinson. I'm the host and the founder of Flipping 50, the home of the first and the only exclusively made for menopause fitness membership in the world. Let's talk a little bit about walking. What I'm going to do is demonstrate to you how easy it is to do and how actually easy it might be to do damage. So women tend to hold their tension in their upper back, their neck, and shoulders. And part of that is about some lazy muscles across your shoulder blades called the rhomboids. If they're not doing their job, these muscles are overfiring, doing jobs they shouldn't, and doing them ineffectively. So we get this tension up here as opposed to get the shoulders dropped down, depressed, and retracted or pull them back. So we have better posture, and we actually just feel naturally more rested, and there's less stress and strain on the neck. While you're walking, you may not even be thinking about it, but if you tend to look down a little bit too much, if you tend to lean forward but from your waist as opposed to from your ankles, there are more things that could go wrong and actually be contributing to poor posture. So we're going to correct all of that. I'm going to demonstrate in several ways, showing you from the side, from the front. Here we go. Your next walk will be more effective.
Let's dive right in. First, errors, looking down. Get those heads up, really. All the time, we're down with tech neck. We need to get the head up, try to gaze 10 feet ahead unless you're on uneven surface. Also want you to think about hinging from your ankle. Try this drill. It feels silly, I understand that, but you want great tall posture. Angling forward from your ankles, not from your head looking down, and not from your hips. It's what a lot of people do, and it's a huge mistake, and your lower back will give you a little crankiness for that. And imagine a string on your sternum pulling you forward. You can still lean forward from the ankle and do that. Slow, slower, or faster, doesn't matter. Here's the only time you look down, when you're over rocks. Otherwise, head up. Here's another tip. So whether I'm on uneven surface like this, going step to step, this is outside of my normal comfort zone. It's not the step width or length I would take, but throwing a little quick short steps into your walk or throwing longer steps like this into your walk can keep you from getting too stiff by doing the same step over and over. Change your music. That'll help. Arm swing, super important. We naturally have an arm swing. If you don't, if you're holding too still, you want to make sure you let those arms go because they propel you. When you want to go faster, this is what we're going to do is hinge from the ankle, flex the elbow. But watch this. This is too contrived, this punching forward. It's not what we're after. We're after letting the arm swing like from a pendulum at the shoulder, equally swinging backward and forward, and that is important. They should be swinging backward as well. And if you want to go faster, that's how you do it. You angle forward from your ankles and you drive. See what I'm doing air-wise here? The arms are going across my body. So take a look at it. If you want to go forward and you're allowing part of your body to go side to side and your legs are trying to go forward, you're wasting energy. So keep space between those arms. Remember, it's directly forward and back. You're going to have a little side to side, but not a lot. Practice that standing still. It'll get better. Okay, great. And I want to talk about foot push off here. So we want to engage the backs of our legs, the hamstrings, the glutes, major muscle groups. Naturally, we step forward, we push down to the heel strike, roll through the ball of the foot and the toes. Exaggerate that. Think about pushing the earth back behind you, and you will power through. So every step, I'm doing that, keeping my head up, looking 10 to 15 feet ahead of me. Got better posture, and I'm getting more glute work. So watch it again coming back. Longer arm stride. Now watch that. Get a little sloppy. I'm going to take my arms across my body. So you want to be careful about doing that or holding them still.
So there you have it. It's how to walk and how not to walk, and how to actually optimize the postural benefits that you can get from walking correctly, because if you're walking outside and or on a treadmill correctly without that rounded posture, without that forward flexion or looking down, you actually will benefit your posture the rest of the day because you're going to be much more aware. But if you come back from a walk and you're actually tense through the shoulders, can't quite let them go, or you've missed an opportunity to really engage through your glutes and your hamstrings as you're walking and propelling yourself forward with more power, why would you want to do that? It's right there for the taking. Hopefully this has been helpful. Please drop your questions below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell if you want notifications when there's a brand new video. The biggest difference in my fitness level has never been from doing triathlons, even iron distance triathlons. Just in case you don't know, they give you 17 hours to finish. And it hasn't been even just strength training alone. I'm Debra Atkinson. I'm the host and founder of Flipping 50, the home of the first and the only exclusively made for menopause fitness membership in the world. The times in my life for the last 42 years when I've actually actively, as an adult, on purpose, done fitness, not in high school as a you have to run laps kind of thing, but literally self-initiated, I started walking. It's where it all began. And walking over and over again, both recovering from a back injury, recovering from an endocrine disorder that I caused myself, elevated cortisol levels, putting on belly fat, causing insulin resistance, from adrenal fatigue, from overuse syndrome, from overexercise, essentially from said Ironman training. It took walking, and I really realized it when I was training for several different Ironman level exercises or triathlons. And during one in particular, my son was in high school and beginning to compete. We needed to get him to tournaments, and I was the golf parent. So it was me, and you traipse around golf courses, 18 holes every day, sometimes 36 holes. And some of these courses are the equivalent of 7 miles long, somewhere between 5 and 7 miles you're putting in when you're walking. Now, I was also exercising, but comparing Ironman training without that kind of walking to Ironman training with that walking, I was in the best shape of my life. Now, I started looking and saying, is that just me? Is that a study of one? And truthfully, it's not. The connection is about the reduction in cortisol and the reduction of blood sugar levels, blood glucose levels. And that means there's a reduction in the amount of insulin resistance that a woman in midlife has. So no accidents. This all happened in my early and mid 40s. And by that time, I didn't realize it again. So I fell into starting a business, got super busy, would take a break, but only for high intensity exercise. During the pandemic, it happened again. We all got outside. Do you remember? We were all walking because we could at least wave to people and have a social life. You're seeing me actually glowing right now because I've come back in the door from just a 30-minute walk. Now, it was fairly brisk, but it's brisk because I'm late and I have to jump on a call. But I want to show you the difference between actually exercise that is potentially elevating your cortisol level and movement, like walking on a regular basis. And I don't mean going out for a distance or going to get breathless or going to monitor your heart rate. I mean just the purpose of walking today in 2023 and beyond is to offset all of the time sedentary that all of us have. We sit for work, we often sit again for leisure, but the more energy you have, the less cortisol you have, the less fat storage, particularly belly fat storage. So you may be somebody who doesn't love exercise, but walking may feel like something you can do, and it's so very important. Tune in soon. I'm releasing a podcast all about walking technique, how to, what speeds, where your posture should be and your head should be, so that you're doing good, not harm, and you've got more energy, not less.